Dear friends of the non-European art and culture, this is Ingo from About Africa and the rest of the world. And today I'm at the auction house Zemanek because they will have an auction on April the 13th. And I'm here sitting at the Ammersee in my home, starting with this very nicely carved cafe. But what I enjoyed more is the Cameroon mask here. You know, it is from the Disney collection, or from Disney, and they bought the ABC production company. And the Cameroon mask you see here was part of the props of the ABC production company. So if you ever have seen a serial or film with this mask, please write me a letter. You know, it is props, but it's authentic old Cameroon object. So this is, I think, is amazing, a very, very nice story. And one thing, yeah, I like the object and I like the story as well. Here are other things as well. Here, I think it's a com from Cameroon once again. And it's not always so easy to see the objects because they're the white walls, but I can see it here. This is Cameroon again. Yeah, I should ask Peter Weiss, who will soon publish his book about Cameroon art, but let's see. Here's Bois, a very powerful, wow, superhero, Marvel type stuff, Hercules, whatever you want. Bois from Burkina Faso. Zinufo, of course, nicely caved. So I think the quality of this auction is good, but they have some really awesome, great objects. We come to it later, but these are good things, of course. Yeah, they're good. Here the Zoninke, I think Zoninke, you know, this is maybe 300 years old, 400, 500, whatever. It should be old if it's Zoninke, but there's no there's no test made. You know, there was just a lot of Zoninkes at the great exhibition of the De Grün at TEFAF. I hope you have seen my TEFAF video, TEFAF 2024. Lobby looks a little like Zinufo, powerful thing, maybe made for us, but really early objects and great objects, very powerful. And this is powerful too. Maternité, yes, from the Baule. Here you see the one face of the child and cameraman, yeah. And here you see the other face of the child of the Baule. Great objects, well done, yes. And here I think the highlights. This is one of the highlights. The Malagan objects really looks like the Uli from a German, from Munich collection, anonymous, you don't know the collector, but this is an awesome thing. I think it's Brettschneider, I think 25,000, which is absolute okay. Here's a Malagan, authentic, good stuff for 10,000 euros. I have to say only 10,000 euros, once again from this collection. And here it's maybe looks good, but here it looks great. This is the same object. Wow, this is really amazing. You know, the Malagan here, and this is the Malagan which is ex-Lint Museum. I think there are half a dozen objects from the Lint Museum in this auction. You know, in the last century, it was okay to exchange or to sell objects from museums. There's New Caledonia, from museums, and it was often done. It has nothing to do with restitution, but they sold it or they exchanged it with, they were amazing objects. This is a Malagan once again, a drum, I think for 10,000. Another one was sold for some 100,000 at the Babi Müller auction from Christie's. Normal price is something between 10,000 and let's say 80 or 100,000. Let's see, it's 10,000. This is a collection of kubets, a Sebek object mask, I think Bivat. Not cheap, but great. And Ui, I think it's called Ui. I think you know better what I mean. Kaka, I saw a lot of times at fairs, but now he's at Zemanek for a fair price. I think it's 5,000, which is amazing. It's good, yeah. I think the other was Bivat. You know, this big mask was a Bivat, very nicely carved. A Bembe, but not very cheap. I think it's 8,000, the taxation, whatever. So, and the Matinee once again there. And yeah, you know, a lot of parts were from this anonymous Munich collection, and he had really great object. About a lot of objects from Brettschneider. Here, once again, a Lint Museum object. It's a Douala from the Cameroon, very early one. And Zinufo once again from this collection, just for some 1,000 euro, which I think is not so expensive. Mr. Cameraman show the whole thing. Yeah, here see it. It's very typical for this kind of bird from the Sinofu. And here is a small, a Congo section with the Kuba from the Congo, and then I think it's Nkana post. Yeah, I think it should be Nkana post, and a great Suku mask. This is really amazing, good mask. Look in the catalog, look at the pictures in the face of the chakra. And this is an absolute bargain. It's just a fragment. But it's not with the picture in the catalog. It's in the catalog for 450 euros, but not with the picture. You have to see it on the website. But it's amazing, good, very carved. But you know, it's just a fragment. I would say 450 is nothing, but it has not the biggest provenance. Here's some strange object. I don't know what it is. And now we're another floor with the collection of Bernard Zintel, who was a friend of mine. And I think it's the second time that you can buy Bernard Zintel objects. And here it's always good quality. And what I prefer most is, of course, this drum. I think it's once again only 1,500 euros. I don't know what it, but it was not so expensive. It's from the Akan, very well done. If you have enough space, this drum is perfect. I think it's not an aesthetic thing, but a space thing. And here, one of my favorites, it's a Cologne sculpture from the big Yogo. A very early one, I think maybe from the 20s or 30s or whatever. This is the beginning of a small Cologne section. And here the second one from the Jens Jahn book. You know, the Jens Jahn Cologne book is the holy grail for the German collector of Cologne sculptures. And she's nice. And here you see my camera assistant, the hands of Zemanek, shown this Dan spoon. And yeah, it's a good one. Maybe not one for 150,000 euro, but it's a fair one. And yeah, we talked about Kubets. Second part of his collection is with his weapons. It's not my cup of tea. This Idoma is more my cup of tea. It's only for 1,000 euro, ex-Brett Schneider. I think the friends are... Oh, but this is... this is TIFF. These are so amazing objects. They're made in the 1930s or 40s and 50s. Now we are Pre-Columbian. But let me talk about this TIFF. And Ethan Ryder has wrote a great book about one collectors of this kind of objects, of masks. These TIFF things are amazing. You look at them and say, what, this is Africa? This is TIFF? Wow. Look at the book of Ethan Ryder. We have a lot of Pre-Columbian objects like the frog before. He has a NASCAR collection. David, I don't know now nothing of NASCAR. David told me that it's a very good collection, very high quality, good things. So if you're collecting objects, NASCAR objects, you can say, yeah. But you know, I was flashed. I was really flashed by the TIFF mask and the book of the TIFF. Very nice song group, which is still sweating. And yeah, I have to go back to the classical thing, of course. Here's a Bonzo. I tried to buy a very similar Bonzo object, I think it was last year. I didn't get it for 1,800. This is for 1,200, but it was a bit duel and I lost. And I guess it's a very good guru. But maybe I can get the Bonzo this time, but let's see, maybe I can get it for 1,200. And here's the Dan object from, David thinks it's from one of those famous masters of the Dan ivory art from Ivory Coast, and on one of the master carvers of Africa. I think Ebert Fischer even know the name, or wrote in this book even the name of this one, where a similar mask was collected by Himmelheber. And you know, the fine Dan mask here is the contrary. This was Cameroon. Some objects at the end. No, it's always worth a look. And if you, maybe if you want do some money, then buy some gold. Gold is always great. And yeah, that's it. Have a look at the website. Have a look at the catalog. I think there are some amazing objects, especially for the 10 or 20 or 30,000 euros, which is normal, not the things David is sending. But this time, let's see what will happen. See you next time.